Which high desert communities have the highest percentage of residents on welfare? Joseph W. Brady presents a breakdown of local welfare statistics.
Well, Terry, let me tell you why we track these numbers. We track this on resales of homes and new home permits. You take a look at sales tax dollars. You take a look at all kinds of numbers, and they have a correlation about where an economy is. Many years ago, people will forget that the daily press on an annual basis would run the welfare numbers on the front page. And after 2 years of seeing this, I became kind of interested, not in welfare, but what was causing the problem and why all of a sudden were our numbers increasing to the point that they are, okay? So sad but true, we have just gone over $1.3 billion that flows into the high desert Mojave River Valley. But about 20 million of that flows into needles. So we actually track needles. Barstow, 78.1% of the residents are on welfare. People ask me if these numbers include people on Social Security. Absolutely not. My mother worked for her Social Security and she deserved it, and you get Social Security, and well, no. And this is not people that get disability. But no, the number on welfare has nothing to do with Social Security, has nothing to do with disability. It has to do with people that are receiving cash payments for food and also money for welfare use. It has nothing to do with Section 8 either. So 78.1% of Barstow is receiving some type of welfare. Now, people would say, well, Joe, you're kind of like pointing the finger that welfare is bad. Welfare is not bad, but I think that when 35% of federal welfare dollars come to California, 35%, okay, we got a problem here, okay? We have employers out here that are begging for people to go to work. And so we pay people, we incentivize them to stay at home. So 62% of Adelanto is on welfare. Adelanto is somewhat slowed down. 56% in Victorville, 59.3% in Needles, which I thought was a little high, 42.5% in Apple Valley. Interesting enough, the city that's seen a decrease, although they're at 49.5%, is Hesperia. Hesperia in the last 5 years has seen 0.6% decrease in the amount of people, which is good. So let's talk about dollars. Okay, so you're in Barstow, California, and you wonder why some of the grocery stores do so well in the first 10 days of the month. Welfare dollars going in the city is $133,240,072.32. So this gets down to the cents. That is in 5 years a 34.79% increase. Okay, the second highest increase, unfortunately, was Needles at 23.86%. The third highest increase is our friends over in Apple Valley at 20.11% increase. We have Victorville brings in $474,139,453.68. That's staggering, but we have 126,000 residents there. So the total number is $1,306,575,351.72. That's staggering. So I took that number and I subtracted from where it was in 2015. We were up $176,995,515.72. I don't think it's something to be proud of. I'm really proud to work with 4 other great trustees, and I've said this a million times, at Victor Valley Community College, and our 855 employees, and Dr. Walden and his leadership staff. We want people to work. We want people to get educated. We are a connection for those people to have a different lifestyle. But I also know that there are agencies throughout the state that continue to say to people, you should stay on this because that's kind of how we get our money. Where we saw some decreases, I thought this was rather interesting. Barstow saw an increase from 2015 to 2020 of 26.8% number of people receiving welfare. And then the decrease is actually pretty good. So there's been a decrease. Adelanto showed 14.06%. Victorville was 14.6%. Needles was 15.3%. Apple Valley 17.8, and then Hesperia, the biggest one, at 24.8. So that's the number of people not receiving it. So the county's doing whatever they can, I think, to get people off of it. Maybe, in my estimation, not as much as they should. I know you hear stories all the time that there are people in the county and social services that don't want people to get off because they have that money and they may need it for whatever. But we've gone from, in 2015, 33,302 people in those 5 cities. It doesn't include Phelan, Pinyon Hills, and those areas. Down to 28,900 today, or a 13.21% increase. So those numbers are real. Unfortunately, we'll put this on our website. It has nothing to do with selling commercial real estate. But I'll tell you, if you're a retailer and you have an EBT card program, this benefits you. All the grocery stores up here take EBT cards. Costco takes EBT. I think Target takes EBT. So the big retailers take it, and a lot of the convenience stores take it. So you kind of wonder why the proliferation and continued growth of it. So you take poverty and homelessness and welfare, you put those all together, and you've got a mixture of a disaster, and then you throw a little crime in there, and it's not good for anybody. So I really hope that our elected officials or anybody watching this take those numbers hard. It's not a pretty number, but hopefully those people who are watching this can talk to their elected officials or school districts or the county. What can we do to improve this? We do not want to be an area, we don't want to be the homeless capital of San Bernardino County. It's not something we enjoy talking about, but it's something that I'm willing to take the chance to talk about because I don't think anybody else is willing to do it.